He does not have red eyes.
Wow. No, we don't drink.
So one of the things that we did, we intentionally made sure that we did our video clip or our reel in front of the bottles. This is not bottle service, but you've heard him previously say that this is bring your own Bible. It's not bring your own bottle, but it's bring your own Bible. And we thought that this was a good marketing tool to captivate the attention of those who would otherwise skip past because they are burned or they're tired of church as usual. So we wanted to present biblical principles in a very practical way that we can apply in everyday life. So welcome to Bring Your Own Bible.
That's it. So we don't want to trigger anybody. We don't want anybody to have no setbacks because of us. But just like you said, ministry and marketplace, we're trying to launch and relaunch as we launching into this. So definitely shout out. I'm going to shout out Bryce and Katie. They responsible for this. They part of the team to make sure they using their marketing strategies to help us make sure we reach the demographic that we want to reach, and as well as pull people in. Shout outs to 63 Studios in Mansfield, Texas. If you're looking for podcasts or you're trying to go somewhere, build some event, this is the place you want to be. Look up Bryce. Make sure you tap in with them. They're doing crazy things in Mansfield that'll take your business, your ideas to the next level. So that's a plug right there. It's going down. So you see why we're here? Let's get to it.
All right. So for those who have never tuned into B.Y.O.B, my name is LaShonda Mason. I am his wife.
That's it.
And his baby mama. I am a teacher of 12 years. I've been in education from Louisiana all the way here to Texas. Our oldest son is serving in the Air Force. He's in Japan. Yeah. So shout out to Trey.
Shout out to the big boy.
We're both military veterans. Yeah, and that's really it on me.
And we got our baby boy in the room too. Nate the Great.
Nate the Great is in here with us.
Yeah.
He said he feels like a cameraman.
Yeah. So he chopping up videos. Of course, I'm Razzie Mason III. 20 years experience in law enforcement, military. I'm a veteran, as well as 20 years in ministry. We're coming up on 20 years in marriage, so with all those things coming, that's what we bring to the table. It says all the time that the greatest teacher in life is experience. So when we're talking to you over 2 decades of experience that we have used biblical principles in our profession as well as in our personal life. So mentally, physically, emotionally, as well as spiritually, we believe that the total person and the total man can literally be built off the word of God, because we believe the Bible is basic instructions before leaving earth. And that's what we're endeavoring to do.
All right, so let's talk about why. Let's talk about why we left. We had a break.
She made me leave. Abusive relationship.
That is not why he's wearing shades. That is not true. So in this upcoming year, 2025, we are endeavoring to make sure that all of the plans, the promises, the purpose of our lives are manifested, right? And it was an endeavor that we had previously. However, the focus and the steps, all the details that go into making sure that a goal is accomplished or a plan comes to fruition, we did not focus on those things. So we took a year-long break to actually plan properly. So something that really resonated with me, Dr. Darius Daniels said that God is a planner, right? And I never viewed God as a planner before, but then I started thinking, and of course, he put this thought in my mind. He started talking about the Old Testaments and all of the prophecies and promises that were in the Old Testament that were made revelation in the New Testament. And I was like, oh my gosh, God planned out everything. And somewhere in your subconscious, you know these things, but you don't think about these things. And if I'm a reflection of God, then I should be planning as well, right? So I wanted to plan for my future, both physically, spiritually, financially, emotionally, all of the things. And in doing so, sometimes we tend to say, in 2025, that's going to be the year I lose this weight. But how are you going to lose the weight?
Right.
What steps or details do you have in place to make sure that you are actually making steps to, make those goals become reality? So that's some of the things that we missed the first go around, which is why we took a break so that we can come back. We can go and look at all the details that it takes to make sure that your vision comes to pass and that it's successful. Okay, let go of my tongue, devil. So we took time to make sure that we were on the same page, because we could say, this is our goal, this is our dream, this is our plan. But if we don't sit down and go through all those little intricate details, okay, so how? Not what is the plan, but how do we make sure the plan comes to pass? Those are the things we took time to take a break and take care of.
Yeah, y'all know me. I'll jump out there, mess up something, and then we'll clean up
Baby,
later.
he had us
That's
out there
my
on that
motto.
water.
Look, I'll break something, and then we'll clean it up when we get done with it.
No, tell him
But
your
just
saying.
jump out, yeah.
Make the mess, clean it later.
Clean it up later.
Which for my personality type
Yeah.
can be frustrating, but he's a visionary. And we went through this class and we took these tests and we found out he's a dominant. And I can't remember what the S and C were, but I'm compliant and stuff. So I need a plan. I need an outline at the very least, stuff that I can go by and I know what's next. I know what to do. I know what to do, you know? And then I see it, boom, make it happen.
Yeah.
So when you're trying to mesh two things together, sometimes it can be frustrating.
Be crazy.
Which goes to say that when you do plan, there are going to be frustrations.
Right.
It's not going to fall into place every single time the way that you plan, but as long as you're in God's plan, right?
Yeah. And you have two types of personality that you could base all of those down to. You got a trailblazer, and then you have a pathfinder. A trailblazer, somebody just making the trail while he's going or she's going. And then a pathfinder is a person that's following the trail that's been made. And both of them is very detailed as it relates to the individual, but it speaks to the personality. That can be hard because when you trailblazing, you feel, oh, no, that wasn't the route, so now you turn around. And that's what we have to look at when it comes to life. And what my wife said that was so powerful, and we kind of do this, she said, I'll go preach on you in a minute. But you can have the dream, but the dream without a detail, it'll cause you to derail your dream. So you need to make sure that you have the details that's necessary, because everybody got dreams. And then we love at the first of the year, all the New Year's resolution,
baby.
What we're planning, I'm going to do this, and everybody say, losing weight, I'm doing this, I'm going to make more money, I'm going to do this. But if you have all these ideas, you got to make sure that you put together the details that's necessary to execute those ideas. Because many times you can have that goal, you can have that plan, but if you say that you're going to lose weight, what do you mean? Is it 10 pounds, 15 pounds? Or you recumbing your body? Is it a body fat percentage that you want? You know, like me, I'm 240. I don't necessarily want to lose weight. I want to stay at 240. It's like a heavyweight size, 5'11". So if I hit somebody, I want them to feel the weight, but I want to lose the gut. So if I'm going to lose the gut, what body fat percentage? I'm at 27,
And
24.
what are you going to do to actually target
What
that?
are you going to do? Are we going to eat better? Are we going to the gym? What are we going to sacrifice? And then once you put those steps together, we go day for day. And then you celebrate your accomplishment. And what we pointed out earlier when she was talking about God, we believe in the law of first mention. That means when the Bible first mentions something,
Come on,
that
preacher.
is the definition or the fact that we can kind of run off of that God is using throughout
The
the
law of
scriptures.
first mention.
Law of first mention.
Okay.
So when you first read it in the scripture and you first find it, you can always go back to the first mention to make sure that you fact check that particular principle in the Bible. So when God come up on scene, he started off at the very beginning. He said, in the beginning, the heaven and earth, God created heaven and earth. So the first thing you learn about God, he's a creator. So when you learn that he's a creator, so now you understand this is the person that you deal with. Remember, it didn't say he was a dictator. It didn't say that he sent somewhere that he's judging people and he's sitting there ready to send people to hell. He said the first thing he let you know about himself is, I create. And then he go on later on in that same book of Genesis, he tells us that we're creating his image, which means that I should be a creator. And that's why we're doing what we're doing now for just content creating. We create life. Women partner with him when they give birth. They creating life. And I believe that's what God put us on earth to do. He's not making anything new. Everything that we create and make as human beings is already in the earth realm. It's just a matter of time of discovery that we actually take into. T-model Ford. The car was already here, even though everybody was on horses. It just took somebody with an idea to put it together so you can go. It was already here. Planes was always in the earth realm, even when everybody was walking.
It just wasn't manifested.
It just needed the right brothers to create God droplet, download, and then they begin to work out the details. And I believe that's what God do for us. But in order to realize that, we have to take our time and then go to the source. Once again, BYOB, bring your own Bible. We believe that's the basic instruction before leaving the earth. And I keep rehearsing and saying that because it's going to be hard for you to stay tuned with us and rock with us if you have a hard time accepting who God is. I believe he's the foundation. He's the chief cornerstone. That's what we use to build life off of. So if you don't have that, you on some Big Bang Theory, you on some evolution, you believe
This
in
might
trees.
not be the one for you.
It's gonna be kind of hard because it's hard to focus. But once you realize that you was created for something, from someone, then it changed the narrative of your life. But if you just think you here and then in 80 to 90 years you die, that's a sad way to live. I can see why you're gonna drink yourself to death. I can see why you're gonna smoke or you're gonna live some type of way because you have no other choices. But I believe I was put on earth for a purpose. And since I believe I was put here on a purpose, because I serve somebody that has a purpose,
We all have a purpose.
then
for
I
sure.
understand now I need to tap into my creator. I need to make sure that I'm tapping into the person that created me. So then, let me go here. Here, preacher, grab your mic. I go
Come
here.
on, come
There
on.
was a story told that a man went to the dealership, and he's at a Ford dealership, and he's arguing with them. He's like, listen, I need this car fixed. And then the person at the dealership, the manufacturer, tell him, listen, sir, we can't fix your car. No, this is a car. Y'all fix cars. Y'all work on motors. Y'all work on transmission. The man like, yes, we do all of that, but we can't fix your car. Let me talk to the manager. The manager come out, tell the man the same thing. Sir, we can't work on your car. We can't fix it. This says it's a mechanic shop. Why you can't fix it? Then light bulb come on with the manager. He said, man, you at a Ford dealership, Ford manufacturer, but you driving a Chevy and you asking the Ford manufacturer to fix a Chevy. And that's what many of us doing in our life. We're going to the wrong place to seek out a source and a plan, and you chasing a career, you chasing a goal, you chasing college, or you chasing starting your own business, but you never went to the source. Go to the source. God is the one that created, so I'm going to go to him for my purpose since he have a purpose for me. And I'm going to say this. Jeremiah 29:11 says to Jeremiah, this God is talking to Jeremiah, I know the thoughts and plans I have towards thee, thoughts of peace and not evil, to bring you to an expected end. Meaning that he has an ending for us, that he's planning for us.
That he has already planned.
And he don't even want no harm to come to us. This is
Yeah.
a perfect end that he's planning for us. Now you could deduce that if he's saying this for Jeremiah, that you assume as a believer that not only do he have a plan for Jeremiah, but he also got to have a plan for me. And with that same thought and belief in mind, I should pursue my plan. But how should I do that? I need to go to the source.
Yeah.
Thank God, what's the plan? It's 2025. I'm 41. What is the plan that you have for me? I'm here in Texas. What is it that we unpacked it? What is the reason? And I say this because it be hard sometimes because you're trying to gauge your life sometimes through the lens of social media, what other people is doing,
lives,
and so to get you to get catching, you're not really sure what's the plan. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to throw it back to my wife. God dropped this on me the latter part of last year as we get ready to approach this, because my wife wanted to take this to a professional level. Kudos to her. We wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for her vision or her idea of where we need to go. So shout out to you on this morning.
Thank you.
But with that, failure is not final. Because I believe even somebody watching us right now, you went through failure last year, or you experienced some kind of failure on a job, maybe a divorce, maybe a relationship, maybe a business plan didn't work out. Talking to some pastor right now, you wrestling with closing the church, starting the church, you confused at this moment. You know you heard God, you felt God, you sensed it, but at the same time, somehow something fell through your hand, it didn't work out. Failure is not final. God helped me with this. He said failure is feedback for your future. And I'm saying this because sometimes you just want to throw it all away. No, if God gave it to you, if you got a purpose that's brewing inside of you, and this how you know it's something that's given to you, you can't even shake it. You try to throw it away, you try to walk away from it, it keep coming back up 3 months, 6 months. You leave it alone for 7 or 8 months.
Can't leave it alone.
It keep popping back up and it keep resonating in your spirit, but then you looking for it. Now it's up to you to chase those details. So in that, in the plan, take that back to God. Listen, God, I can't do this without you. That's what we did. Like, we getting ready to launch stuff. We looking at ministry. We looking at relaunching B.Y.O.B, looking at relaunching Impact Church DFW. Like, listen, like, I know the ministry part. I know the substance part. We need to know the structure. We giving this back to God. This ain't on me. This on you. I'm just a willing vessel to get it done, what you're saying.
Use me,
then
Lord.
Stuff start lining up. Watch this. This how you know it's God, because it's so smooth. It ain't even your planning. It ain't even your concepts behind it. It's him opening up doors. It's him showing favor. It's him pointing out certain people in connection. And that's how you know the favor of God is on it.
Wow. The pastor,
All right,
look,
we'll go
I
in.
don't got no offering on me right now, but
We will raise one. With that being said, you can support. You see it in the lower thirds. You can support
I
Impact.
am glad that you said, because you said this when you did a sermon, was it last week? Last week or the week before? Either way. You were talking about, you said that God dropped in your spirit that failure is feedback for your future. And I was glad that you brought it up, because I wanted to mention that when we make plans, the reason all this that we've just been saying here in this little moment, is to encourage someone not to give up on your dreams, not to give up on your hopes, but to come up with a plan, right? And use those failures, use that feedback to help you tweak the plan.
Yeah.
Right? Because our focus with BYOB, our focus in ministry, it hasn't changed, but we had to go back to the drawing board and we had to tweak some things so that things would line up and work out, right? And then my personality type, when plan A don't work, I got a plan B in the back of my mind, right? Now, my plan B, it got to kind of line up with this man here. Because like I said, he is a visionary. He'll see it, he'll dream it, he'll think it, and he's ready to go. Squirrel. So you have to have a contingency plan in place as well. Okay, well, if this doesn't work out or if this loan doesn't come through, then what can I do to sustain this? Or what can I do to get to the next level? Don't let your failures keep you from pursuing your dream. Because a lot of the times, even with myself, I will get excited about something, I'll jump into it and I'm going. The momentum is there and I'm ready, I'm excited. Woo, God is good. God is going to honor me because I love him and my heart is in a genuine place. And although he honors that you honor him, that doesn't mean that your plans are going to fall into place because you honor him. Think of all the people who are in the cemetery or all the people who have great vision, great dreams, great plans, but the plan was never executed properly, or it didn't go the way they thought it should go, so they felt defeated. They gave up. They felt like, well, maybe it wasn't a part of God's plan for me. And that may not be the case. It may be a part of your plan, something that we talk about a lot. We have these moments, and I used to say, oh my gosh, this is deja vu. And then he was more on a spiritual tip, right? He says, I call it prophetic checkpoints. And I was like, ooh, I like that.
Come on now.
Prophetic checkpoints. So now when we have these visions or these deja vu moments, I'm wise enough, a little more mature enough to say, okay, this is a prophetic checkpoint. It lets me know that I'm moving according to the plan God has for me, right? And even though I may not know exactly what he has planned for me because I can't see into the future, my plan obviously is lining up with what God has for me. Otherwise, he wouldn't give me a glimpse into my future to let me see that. So I feel like those prophetic checkpoints are just a glimpse into the future to say, hey, stay focused, stay on task. You're doing the right thing. Everything's working out. This is according to plan. So I want to encourage somebody today to use that feedback from those failures you had, use it to go back and tweak the plan. You don't have to get completely off course. No, that's not what we're saying. Don't give up. Don't give the enemy control over you by feeling defeated and accepting defeat. No, go back to the drawing board, tweak your plan, and watch God give you a glimpse into your future. Watch him show you, hey, you're on track now. This is a part of everything that I have already purposed for you. Now, a lot of what we've been talking about is making sure we have the plans together, making sure we go back and tweak everything that we wanted to do in ministry, in our finances, in our family, physically, all of that. And I previously said that our focus hasn't changed. Faith, family, finance, and fitness has been our focus in BYOB, right? The way we approach it, we have to tweak that, right? And nothing about that has changed except the way we approach it. But moving forward, I'm not dependent on what somebody else does or does not do, right? I know that I have my plan here together, and I know that I cannot do it by myself all the time. So I'm going to partner with people like we've partnered with Bryce, and Katie is going to be producing for us. We've partnered with people who can help make that plan be manifested. So you're going to have to, in your life, whether it's your finances, your faith, your fitness, all of those things, partner with people who can help make that plan become your reality.
And since you're on that point, how do you deal with partnerships that don't work out?
You need to cut it. So, on a serious note, On a serious note,
She wilding.
if it's not productive in your life and if it's not benefiting you in any way, I'm not saying could people hurt people's feelings, but you can't be in my life in that capacity because it's not productive for me. And what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to build legacy. I'm trying to help people along the way. All of those things. And if what you are contributing ain't contributing much, we can high and buy and oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in a long time. Whatever that looks like. But as far as a working relationship, maybe that's not in the plan for us. And I have to be okay with that.
And then it could be terms.
Y'all see, I'm adjusting to the professionalism. My ear thing keep falling out, and I'm trying to hold on here. I'm gonna get it together though. I love it.
I think too, we haven't been taught how to have healthy detachments. Like we haven't been taught, you know, the Bible said, show thyself friendly. If you want to make friends, you have to be friendly. Even when you little, they teach you the golden rule, go and be friends. But not how to ever show you how to disconnect properly or a healthy way. Everybody feel like you got to have some kind of falling out. Somebody transition from the church. They got to talk about the pastor, break up, or they leave a job. Now it's a horrible job. But you been there 5 years. It wasn't horrible when you was there, or a relationship. Now he trash or she trash.
But they weren't trash the whole time.
I got to go down your timeline. They was the best thing since sliced bread. So people don't know how to healthy detach themselves from certain situations because you could just not be at this time. Or what I have learned with partnership, you'll see me all the time. We'll partner like crazy. Me and my wife were just talking in the car, just looking back over the last 3 years when we did the building and everything we were doing, talking about the events and trying to create connection and partnership. Every day I was trying to connect with somebody because I understand you're not going to get there alone. So if you want to go fast, African proverb, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to make sure that you get there quickly in a healthy way, successfully, you need to go in a group. So that's why I believe partnership is necessary. But all the time, somebody got to be mature enough to know when to disconnect. And she pointed out something that was so great as we prepare moving, that it's different between somebody going through a defeat and being defeated.
Yes, for sure.
One more time for the hearing impaired. It's difficult, a very different thing when you've been through defeat. Meaning it's a defeat versus defeated situation. I didn't win, I failed. Okay, acknowledge it. Because you got some people don't want to acknowledge that it's messed up. It didn't happen the way I was to. I was messed up, I was wrong, apologize, now I can grow. Then a defeated mindset. Because a defeated mindset says, I did not just fail, I am a failure.
Yeah, and that's not the case.
Not just I failed, but I am a failure. And that's where you got to separate yourself. No, I made a mistake.
Versus circumstance.
This didn't work out. It's a mindset. I'm not defeated like that. I'm not a defeated person. So I might have lost this battle. Lord, we like to call it in military and law enforcement, they call it tactical retreat. Meaning right now, maybe I engaged and maybe I need to pull back from the situation because it wasn't what I thought. I engaged and I took a couple licks and let me bag up because the person I'm dealing with might be a lot stronger. It might be a different scenario. Maybe I need to call for bag up, radio check. I need to get somebody on there. So with that being said, it's not a loss. And if you one of them people that you shallow, I laugh at people on social media and different stuff like that. You get caught up in the moment that you can't just fall back for a minute. No, we took a whole year to fall back. I had people texting me, people asking questions like, bro, this didn't work out. I thought this was going to work. And I can't do nothing but go off what I thought and what I felt in my research. You can't do nothing but move off the best information you had at the time. People like to blame stuff, go back and look in their childhood, start talking about trauma. When I made that decision, I made the decision based off the best information I had at the time. Okay. So that's why we got to do our research and get the details that necessary. Like you said, our focus haven't changed. So since our focus haven't changed, that means the substance haven't changed, but maybe the structure on how we proceed in those particular things have changed. And that's what you got to learn to maneuver. And that's what we did. When we transitioned downhill, everything was about our system is the same, but now let's look at the different structure. We're in Texas now versus Louisiana, two different things. So how do we proceed?
I'm glad you said that because you said that there's a difference in going through defeat,
right,
but being defeated.
Yeah, mindset.
So I responded with it's circumstance versus mindset.
Right.
Because what's in your mind ultimately is in your spirit, right? I'm going to go through circumstance. It's just a part of life. We all are going to go through things.
Right.
And we're not going to have W's every time. There are going to be some losses there.
We'll take some
L's. We're going to have to learn from those losses. But if you can keep your mind focused.
Yeah.
There's Battlefield of the Mind, or whatever the book is
Battlefield
called.
of the Mind, George
But,
Myers.
Yeah. It just shows how powerful our mind is and the importance of keeping a regulated mind, keeping positive things in the forefront of our mind. And number one, keeping God first, right?
Yeah.
If I got positive things in my mind, if I'm staying focused in my mind on what it is that I am called to do, what it is I desire to do, I mean, a couple of losses here and there ain't gonna stop me.
Yeah.
You know from get-go, okay, I'm gonna win some, I'm gonna lose some, and these losses or failures are just feedback for my future. So you have to get your mind together. If you don't have your mind together, your thought patterns, your thought process, the way you think, the way you analyze things, if you don't have that together, then you might want to go back to the drawing board, revisit your plan,
And
revisit your faith, your prayer life, all of the things that go into making sure that you got your mind together. Because jumping into business, jumping into ministry, all of that, it's not for the weak in heart.
No.
At all.
None of that. Marriage,
there's gonna be
relationship,
some losses.
starting a business, checking out, starting back school, trying to redo something.
Yeah.
Lunching out, getting to home, all kind of stuff gonna take credit. I tell this my motto, this is my personal motto. I tell people all the time, as long as I'm still breathing. And I tell my
That's
boys
still
this
a
and everything.
chance, yeah.
Listen, if you mess around, let me inhale and exhale. I'm talking about get a denied notice, the bank don't accept it, bad loan, get a foreclosure, something in the mail. If I read that and I check out, you got me. But if I mess up and I inhale, exhale, ooh, or if somebody swing on me, this is why I use the street as a police. If you get me and you drop me, if you mess up and let me inhale and exhale, now you better get me, because if I breathe again, you in trouble. You in trouble because you gave me a chance to. Once I do that.
So you're not going to just let them slide and take a loss?
No. I ain't taking it. I'm going to give my lick back. I'm always give my lick back. You know, ministry, whatever. Matter of fact, since you said that, we had something happen last Sunday, and I said, man, I wish I could have got in it, but my dad and them did it in a professional manner. You know, he the bishop, so he polished.
He like a little tea,
so yeah, I like some
mess.
tea. You know what I'm saying? I like a little chaos. That's my personality. I don't mind it because I believe Christians need to learn how to deal with conflict in a Christian way without thinking that because I'm saved, I'm soft. Don't ever get that mixed up. I'm saved, but I ain't soft. So what happened, dude go off on us last week because of New Year's service. He don't like the outline. I ain't finna give him no shine here. I'll talk about it later. But I didn't really address it because it was in Shreveport, Louisiana. That's where my dad is. That's where the home church is. So I didn't really say nothing. Even though he tagged me in it, I believe he was trying to tag my dad or whatever like that. So he doing this. But what's crazy, to talk to my sister later, and we were looking at the numbers. 15 minutes in, the numbers had already triple-double just online. So that means people watching it,
like
the controversy, people like tea, people like drama. And so those numbers went all the way up, and that's all I've been saying. No, anybody trolling you, anybody say something negative, roll with it. I tell you all the time.
Use the negativity.
Winston Churchill said it like this: never waste a good chaos. Never waste chaos. So anytime there's a chaotic moment, that's a moment for you to take advantage of that and proceed in a better way. And, you know, that was just one of the incidents. I might talk about it later on my page. We'll get a chance to dive into it. But how to deal with conflict, and nothing wrong with it. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to throw it back to my wife. The great poet himself said this, and it resonated in my spirit so well. The great poet Curtis Jackson, a.k.a. 50 Cent, says like this: I don't have a problem, but I don't have a problem with having a problem. I'm going to say it one more time. I don't have no problems. But I promise you, y'all, I promise your boy don't have a problem with having a problem. In other words, I have a problem with conflict. Because one thing I do believe, whatever you fail to confront, you will never conquer. So if you plan on conquering something, being better, you got to be willing to confront it. That means watch these hard conversations. That means people that get on your nerves. That means supervisor stuff going on a job. I was talking to some of my coworkers, hey, and I got my buddy, shout out to Corporate Camera, he say this: hey, don't say nothing to me about it if you ain't willing to confront it. We ain't gonna talk in no parking lot. We ain't talking behind closed doors. If you got an issue with something,
directness.
I need to confront it. Yeah, I got a problem with you. I don't want you to think we ain't getting no meeting, talking around the whole meeting. You got leaders that do this, pastors do this. They do this in the civilian world on the job. You send out an email to everybody in the department just because you want to talk to one person. No. Come here, my boy. I want to talk to you. You the problem. Now, sister, you the problem. And that's how you deal with it. That's biblical. I got Bob on you for that. That's why he said if you find a brother that's overtaking the front, you with your spiritual, should go and strengthen that brother. So I don't mind. Use me, God.
Oh my goodness.
Use me, yeah.
Help us, sweet baby
Help us today.
Jesus. Well, I would say this. We've been talking a lot about having a plan and being focused and using your failures as feedback for your future. And I can say this. I'm very excited about what awaits us in our future, versus near and far. I am ready to move forward in what we have planned and what God has planned for us.
Right.
And for those who may be watching and listening, who you've tried things in the past and it just hasn't worked the way you want and you've given up on it. You just don't have a passion for it anymore. I've been there. I have engaged in things and I thought I was passionate about it, or maybe I was in that moment, and then the thrill just left. Thrill is gone, babe.
Wow.
Sometimes that happens, right? When it does happen, I would like to encourage you to find what you are passionate about and build something around that. Because if you're passionate about it and it's coming from within, it's not just an idea I thought of because I wanted to make money. See, there go that earpiece falling out again, y'all. I need to be able to hear Katie and Bryce when they talking to me. But find something that you're passionate about and build something around that. Because when you are passionate about it, it's not work.
Right.
It's just, it's just something I do. It just oozes out of you. Yeah. And I'm excited because we're in a stage and place and time in life where some of these things, it just comes so natural, and it's just happening. Things are falling into place. It's not by happenstance that we have connected with Studio 63. It's not by happenstance that we're sitting here in front of you. Even sitting in front of these bottles, all of that was intentional. Right. So I'm just excited about what's to come because we're chasing something that we're passionate about. And I believe that God has his hands on it and has his hand on us. Otherwise, I don't think we would be as passionate about it. I believe that God definitely does these spiritual downloads, and they are just now coming to fruition, and I'm very excited about that. So I want to encourage somebody today to get passionate about the things that you're putting your hands to, because if there is no passion, people are going to be able to tell. Right. If you selling plates and you're not passionate about what you cooking, people can tell. They're going to look at that and like, what kind of mess is this? Like, why would you serve this to somebody looking this way? People can tell because what's in you is going to eventually come out, just like the digestive system, right? So be passionate about what you're putting your hands to do.
Yeah, you got to be willing to move. And even in that, just understanding that Habakkuk 2:2 says, write the vision, make it plain, so they that read it may be able to run with it.
Talk about them details.
So here it is, when you deal with those details, the vision, that could be the dream.
That's my ultimate goal.
That's what I'm trying to achieve from physical, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. This is what I'm trying to achieve. Okay,
get me back
so
on
that's
track.
The goal. That's the overall dream. Now let's dive into the details on how to achieve that. And we said that earlier.
It's the how.
The first step in it is going to God. So that's prayer. Communication with him, seeing his plan and his purpose for him. And you can see those breadcrumbs throughout your life. It's the stuff that come easy to you that you don't even pay no mind to it. And people say, girl, I wish I could do that. Or girl, I wish I could do hair like that. Or the way you just said that powerful. That ain't nothing. And what we do is we shun those things that make us stand out. And then we downplay them. Now you have everybody else around you telling you they never heard that, or they never experienced that, or they never tasted it, or how you did this, or sometimes that's amazing with dress, and it's like a shyness or
fake humble.
Become a fake humble.
Fake humble.
No, in this season, man, I'm good at this. Like, and you ought to be so cocky at what God called you to do. It takes him to make sure you're humble. Like you ought to be so sure of it. God called me to do this, give it to me. And it ought to be God stay humble now. Stay humble. But that's how sure you ought to be of it. And you know, you done ran into people before that you knew they stuff, and there's something about it when somebody in their element, it changes you. It could be a waiter or waitress. You come in there, hey, I would like to order. You waiting on them to pull out a pad. They say, no, go ahead. Because they off the dome now. You go and you saying to myself, oh, they not even writing it down. They just taking orders and you know my drink, and then they so cold they read it all back off to you off memory and just stand there. Am I right? Oh my God. Yeah, you right. Because that person in their zone, and that's what they doing. They in their purpose. And I'm saying just something as simple as being a waitress or waiter, it changes the dynamic. You want to leave that person a tip. You want to go above and beyond because of the experience that they gave them. And that's what it should be like coming in contact with you inside of your purpose. As you work on them details, that's different. It's something about you that's different. It ain't just your friends and family just saying that. It's echoed around like, you know this. Yeah, this is my season and there's something pulling. Now it's just how you get to that. Like, it don't matter. Whatever your gifts is, the Bible says it's going to make room for you. And so the detail, it don't matter where I'm at. I got in law enforcement. I got in community liaison policing. Why? Because I always been about the community. Somehow I end up speaking on behalf of the chief. Why? That just ended up being my gift. Now, out of all the things my teacher said.
He got the gift for Gal.
Messing up vowels, messing up nouns, adjectives, jacking all this stuff up. Somehow that's what God called me to do. It don't matter what you put me in. You put me in the military, I become a drill instructor. Stand up, now there you go.
But isn't
that's
that
my
crazy,
calling.
though?
It just come forward.
Isn't that crazy? The thing that sometimes we struggle with the most.
That's what he used.
Is the thing he's gonna use.
He want to use it, and he using it because he don't want you to get the credit. So you can't be cocky about it. Like when I speak in front of people, and people be like, "Oh my God, that was so impressive." I was like, "You don't know." I was in speech for 9 years. You don't know
my story.
I told somebody, listen, I ain't even graduate speech. The lady just said one day, I'm in 9th grade now. I've been in speech with her all the way from
elementary. You was in speech from elementary to 9th grade?
Follow me to 9th grade. The same lady, Miss Hart. Shout out to Miss Hart, Shreveport, Louisiana. We started out in Crestwell. We in the class. Miss Hart come pull me out of class. So now everybody think I'm on the short bus every day.
Yes, we do.
Ooh, I should have put on a helmet on y'all.
Oh, my God.
She put me in there. We in 9th grade. We in the classroom. So I'm thinking we've been doing this year, trying to work on my speech. CH, TH, we doing all this, right? So Miss Hart just look at me. Said, we done. That's it. So I'm like, yeah, I passed grade. Nah, this it. There's no more after
Ain't
this.
nothing else I can do for you.
She just cut the line. Ain't no graduation. It wasn't no promotion. I didn't get no certificate saying you passed speech. That lady just got to the point.
Just gave her a shout
this
out.
The best we're going to be able to do, baby. You there. We good to go. And ever since then, it's like, man, that's been life for me. And I'm like, man, I just said what God called me to do. I could be sitting around a group of people, and then all of a sudden the lunch room or the lunch break room, everybody in there. They're just my gift. And once you recognize that, then you be able to operate. It don't matter where you put me. You can put me in a prison system. You can put me in a law enforcement. You can put me. It don't matter where I go. That's my assignment. And once I honestly embraced it, then I begin to see the hand of God.
Crazy thing is, most people, whether sure or not of what their gift is, the thing that they struggle with, they shy away from it.
Right.
They put them in a shell. They
you,
don't want to engage it
Right.
at all. But the thing that you struggle with, you embraced it. And it's very evident that God has his hand on you, because sometimes it comes out so clear.
Yeah, that's how I got you.
You tried it.
Yeah. That's how I got you.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I got you like
so
that.
Funny. I'll let you have that one.
Yeah, for sure.
But you getting me off focus, child. But I'm saying this to say, sometimes your greatest struggle can be your greatest triumph. Right? It can be your greatest blessing, but it's going to take you going to the drawing board to see, okay, what have I effectively done? What results have come from the things that I have done?
Right.
And then tweaking those plans to make sure that whatever your end goal is, I have steps that's going to strategically, little by little, get me to my ultimate goal. Yeah. Right?
Say write the vision. So we go to God, get the vision. It ain't got to be.
And it don't have to be difficult.
Writing it down.
That's what we do. We make stuff difficult.
My wife hate this, but I got a stupid calendar, and she get mad.
It's
it don't
so
have
ugly.
No decoy. It don't go with the room. It go with my future. So it had nothing to do with no room. But what it is simply, when I wake up in the morning, above the computer that's in our room, I look at the calendar. And it say today is the 5th. Okay, this is what I'm expecting to do on the 5th. I need to check that off. Like today's date, we could check because we lunch BYOB. We in there, so that's the date. But that keep me on course. Now, she used Google Calendar. She got all this stuff electronic. I'm straight old
you keep
school.
your phone.
Because listen, if I can write it down, I know for me, I'm going to remember it. But also, it allows, watch this, everybody that's around me can see this is what he's expecting for the day. This is what on his calendar. As a matter of fact, next week,
Tell the world
this so you can adjust whatever you're doing. So just write it down.
I love his future, though.
If you got a plan, if you're working on something, you need to put it down. The Bible say put it up on tables. You need to put it somewhere you see it. If you go to the refrigerator, put it on the refrigerator. Put it on your sun visor. Man, I laugh at this, man. Shout out to my dog on this. I don't even know how to say this. But in his
Don't say his name.
Listen, I ain't going to say it. In his patrol car, he got a 2-week notice. They're already there. As soon as Shreveport police get on his nerve, he just lift the visor down because he know at any moment. That's his motivation. But I said that's the vision because he got a 2-week notice because he know one day this is just a temporary, this a pit stop for me. But it keep him going. So I'm frustrated. Supervisor said something. I just read that 2-week notice because I know it's coming. But that's part of him building his details to know one day it's going to be an exit from this. And I'm telling you the same thing. When he say make it plain, your details need to be so plain that today I'm starting off with oatmeal. Today I'm going to make sure that I don't eat anything fried. Instead of you having these long, lofty goals, I'm just going to start with today.
Yeah, don't make it difficult. Why have we been going through all of this, like who we are? And well, we talked about who we are so that people can have a better gist or an idea of why we're sitting before you launching BYOB yet again. So to share with you some of our life experiences, what qualifies us to sit before you and speak. Number one, the hand of God is definitely here, right? This man, for sure, I know is anointed. And not just the hand of God, but life experiences, places we've been, things we've done, things we've gone through. Yeah. It gives us room to share experiences. Right. Do you have to go and do what we tell you to do? No, but it's better to learn from somebody else's experiences than to go out there and bump your head and bust it to the white meat.
When they say life experiences is the best teacher or experience is the best teacher, it didn't say it had to be yours.
Make sense.
It didn't say it had to be your experience. And that's what you can do. You can learn from others. I tell my boys this all the time. Listen, you should never have to bump your head on stuff I bump my heads on because I'm transparent. I'm not perfect. We're not perfect. Yeah. Our relationship not perfect. Our ministry marketplace model is not perfect. But in that, we're growing together, and we're allowing you to peep in and see what we're doing. And not on that, you could come in below some of the subjects and stuff you want to deal with so we can move. The latter part of that scripture says, write the vision, make it plain, so when they read it, they be able to run with it. You might not be at the stage where you can run, but you can walk. Then you might go from walking to a nice little jog.
Light jog.
Then a light jog to now you picking up the pace. And that's how I want you to look at it. Let's go step by step, small steps.
You did a post, and it showed that the ultimate goal was an apple tree. Yeah, but how did it start? It started with a little seedling.
Seed, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. So we know the goals. Now we're working on the details, and then we're building out. And with that being said, we're opening up with the umbrella theme, Purpose-Driven Life, that book from Dr. Rick Warren, but also we'll just be pulling excerpts from that throughout the month. Not just strict with that book, but that'll be our foundation as we launch into 2025. Kind of follow along. You can read ahead as it relates to some of the things. And you'll see us. Some days we'll chase squirrels. And I'm good for chasing squirrels. Some days we might get off topic.
And I have to run behind him to go get him because I like my boyfriend.
Let's go.
So when he chased the squirrel, I just go running behind him like, come back, baby.
Say, bring me back home. Reel him back in. So we got to make sure we do that. But we want you to follow the journey. Make sure you partner with us. You can see it down in the lower thirds. Support. I love BYOB. You're going to see
Bring
it.
your own Bible.
You can make sure you cash out. You see it on there. I can 365. It'll be in the lower third. You see the information. But also, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, if you have a subject that you want us to dive into, make sure you drop it in the comment. Most of all, make sure you share this. Make sure you post this, tweet. Tell somebody about what it is that we're doing.
Tell them we are back. Catch us on Sundays.
Platforms. You're going to catch us on Facebook. You also going to catch us on YouTube. Facebook, under Impact Community Action Network. That's our ICANN, our nonprofit that we do to help the community. You'll catch us on Facebook underneath Lifeline Media. That's the media company that we launched as it relates to our podcast and everything we do in media. We're going to be on Apple Podcasts. We're going to be on Streaming Network that we have, Spotify.
I don't know what it's called.
And all other channels. So all those different platforms, you'll see it in the comments. We're going to be sharing them with you as we update and get better. Our goal is to become better. Be better. That's what it is.
Do
Make
better,
sure we
live
do
better, be
everything
better.
that's necessary.
Oh,
to be
like
great.
what you tell the boys every
That's
day? Like our kids, like when we drop them off at school and stuff. Nathan, what do y'all have to say?
Our morning motto.
Be the best, look the best, do the best.
look
In
the best,
everything.
do the best. And notice, I tell my boys they have nothing to do with anybody else. They have everything to do with you. Meaning you're the best presentation of yourself when you leave the house. You do the best you can on your tests
Don't
and
look
the
like
things
don't
in
nobody
class
love
and
you.
before you. And then do the best as it relates to whatever you've been
Give it your all.
assigned to do. Make sure you execute with the spirit of excellence, and that's our goal.
I have enjoyed our time here
That's
this
it.
morning, sitting here with you, talking.
That's it.
I would like to say that everything that we have talked about thus far has been to get you guys ready for the journey we're about to take. We have introduced ourselves for those who may be tuning in for the first time.
Right.
We have talked about why we took a little break, a little hiatus. We've talked about what our focus is. And we want to encourage you to figure out what your purpose is. Now, this is a journey that you have to take on your own. I cannot tell you what your purpose is.
Right.
I can say, hey, girl, I think you're good at this. Or this right here came out real nice. Or you got a lot of views on this. Or you got a lot of responses from that. But ultimately, that's a journey you have to take on your own. So in identifying what your purpose is, the journey to fulfilling that purpose is a journey we can take together. Right. So that's what we're going to be doing in BYOB in the coming weeks. We are identifying our purpose, sharing what our purposes are, and showing people how did we get to know, well, shoot, how y'all know what y'all purpose is? And what steps you take to fulfill your purpose? And how you know for sure that that is your purpose?
Yeah,
Well,
how you know that person the one, how you handle marriage, how you do ministry, how you stay on the job. Let's
how
talk.
y'all like each other still? How y'all stay with one person after 20-some years?
That's what it is.
It's not really that hard. It's hard work, but you gotta like your person. We're gonna talk about it though. It's what I'm saying. It's what I'm getting to. So we want to go on this journey together, but identifying what your purpose is, that's something you have to do on your own. So if you have not already read the book, Purpose Driven Life, go and read it and see if it provokes something within you
Right.
that's
Makes
going
sense.
to help you to identify what is it that I'm supposed to be doing. Hint, hint, lean toward what you're passionate about.
That's good.
And go from there. And then once you're able to identify that thing, then this journey we're taking together called BYOB, hopefully we'll be able to navigate some of the things that are going to pop up as it relates to what happens once I identify my purpose. And oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I figure out what my purpose is. What do I do next? Well, that's what we're talking about, a plan and the details and all of that. So figure out exactly what your purpose is so that we can go on this journey together. See, my earpiece done fell out again. Y'all don't like nothing in my ear. I don't like stuff in my ear, y'all.
It said
I
plug
got to
it
be
in.
professional though.
And it's easy to move a moving car. In other words, if you just parked in life, you're not going anywhere, you're not trying anything, it's kind of hard to move you. But if you actually get to going and heading in a direction, if you're wrong, it's easy to make a U-turn instead of trying to turn.
Because you're going to
a
do a lot
park
of that in Texas, baby.
You
turn,
it's
you
a
turn,
lot of
you
driving
turn.
and detours in traffic. So as we go through this phase in life together, BYOB, bring your own Bible, understand that we're unpacking it because the Bible is a book of principles. The Bible is a book of precepts, promises, and also prophecies that we believe that we should live our life by. We want y'all to walk through that with us so we can understand it, take it to the next level. Make sure you stay tuned. We want to make sure that you share this channel.
No, what did you say?
Comment. What is?
Like this video,
Oh,
share
make
this
sure-
video,
yeah,
but
yeah.
most
No,
importantly,
make sure you
live this video.
And let's do life together. Grace and peace. Stay tuned. We going on. Signing out. BYOB.